You know, these guys like Fauci get up there and start talking. You know, he doesn't know anything really about anything, and I'd say that to his face.
If you're vaccinated, you don't have a risk. We know that as a fact.
That's my job, is to go right down to the little facts that we can say this one's wrong and this one's wrong and this one's wrong, and therefore the whole thing is wrong. That's my job on the planet here.
Let's say COVID-19 was really this bad. Let's say it truly was as bad as they've desperately tried to make it out to be. How does that justify throwing every aspect of science away and ignoring it?
People with the lowest level of sociability are most likely to get a cold, while people with the highest level of sociability are least likely to develop a cold.
What happens if you flatten the curve, you also prolong to widen it, and it takes more time. And I don't see a good reason for a respiratory disease to stay in the population longer than necessary. I don't know where these numbers are coming from. They're totally unrealistic. There are no indications that this flu is fundamentally different from every other flu.
They can even do contact tracing even without the Bluetooth, because they already have your location anyway. They can just do what is called geofencing and say who is in an area, who's 6 feet apart. They can tell that because it's accurate to 6 feet. That's the accuracy of the Wi-Fi location.
Masks don't work, which is, very direct. But that's exactly what the science tells us.
Now, the thing about the COVID-19 is it doesn't spread in the blood. It gets into your lung, and if you die because your lung is damaged to a point of no return. That you will not prevent with this vaccine. So antibodies sitting in your blood will never be able to protect you.
Some people call them scariants, that they're being used as a sort of psychological operation. I think there's something in that. And I sarcastically call them the samians, because they're really the same. They're all the variants are so similar to the original, there's no chance whatsoever that your body will see them as anything new.
So if you're not feeling sick, even if you have this virus in your nose, you're obviously not, statistically speaking, going to be spreading it, because there's not much of that in your snot, right? It just couldn't happen. Intuitively. It's now been shown, as if you had to prove it, it's now been shown that that is the case, that asymptomatic spread, realistically speaking, does not occur at any significant volume to warrant these interventions that are killing society at so many levels.
So, hydroxychloroquine, as a simple, safe, and effective drug, to this day seems to be a poster child for worldwide comprehensive efforts to suppress early treatment.
But it turns out it's all marketing disguised to look like science. Now the problem here is that some of the content of medical journal articles is genuine. We can't broadly paint all of the content of medical journals as fraudulent, but the problem is the fraudulent articles are so professionally done that it's extremely difficult to distinguish them from the genuine.
You cannot help but lament what I'm about to read, because this comes directly from a patent application filed on April 19th, 2002. And you heard the date correctly, 2002, where the NIAID built an infectious replication defective coronavirus that was specifically targeted for human lung epithelium.
The problem is the charts don't bear this out. I mean, believe me, I wish masks could solve the problem. I wish just 6 weeks of that, and then that'd be great. Spain, okay. Well, I bet when they got all the way up there, they said, we sure need a mask mandate. Where'd the mask mandate come in here? Right there. So the whole thing's over, and then they said, let's put masks on. What is the point of indefinitely depriving ourselves of what makes life worth living so we can live in an antisocial dystopia? Why are we staying alive? As Lord Sumption says, optional extras. These things are life itself. Life comes with risks, some of them moderate, some of them severe, some of them limited. But sooner or later, it's going to be exceedingly obvious Hiding in your house doesn't solve it, and masks don't solve it. At one point or another, you have to assess your own level of risk and live the one life you get.
The entire act and everything that is happening now in the world was based upon a lie. It was based upon a lie. And that needs to be brought to the attention of the world and to the politicians, and it needs to change. This absolutely needs to change. And that is the story of how we came to be in this catastrophic state that we currently find ourselves, particularly with the threat of mandatory COVID vaccine.
In case you can't tell, the world's going down the toilet faster than anybody could have ever predicted, including myself. Here's the thing, folks. The whole world has jumped the shark. There he goes! And that's because we waited too long to do something. People waited too long to get involved. It is up to you to get involved and get on the battlefield.
You do something. You.
And get involved.